So, recently I started a little project, and what I've been doing is trying to take like a pipe resin and turn it into something that's actually worthwhile. You know, when you try and smoke resin and it tastes like shit, and you know, pretty hard to get down, not really interested in smoking it, you know. So what I decided to do originally was to do a short path distillation and try and distill just, you know, THC or, you know, maybe a couple of other cannabinoids thrown in. And that worked out, you know, kind of okay. I finally started to get some yellow oil, but it really smelled terrible still, and the yield was, you know, kind of small. So what I decided to do is to just do like a liquid type of extraction on it. Not really an acid base extraction or nothing. Really kind of just a straightforward extraction. And that's what I just dabbed right now is some stuff that came from some resin. Anyways, so what I did to make resin at least bearable and maybe even dabbable, actually you could probably just take some acetone and wash your pipes and then put it through like a coffee filter and get something that's dabbable, not too tasty or anything, but dabbable. Well, if you take all your pipes, wash it with acetone, and then filter it, dry it out on a Pyrex dish, and then you take your xylene and you run it over your resin, and you try and you know, get all that THC into the xylene, because xylene really pulls a lot of that stuff. It's highly soluble in xylene, and you take that. Don't really need to filter it since you filtered it with the acetone, and yeah, you put that in a Pyrex dish and you let it dissipate again. Really, you could just wash your pipes with xylene, but it's kind of a bitch because you don't always get all the resin out, so you might have xylene in it, and not really interested in that. But you could do that, and at some point it will dissipate, you know. But acetone dissipates way quicker. It boils at 130 degrees, so it's really an ideal solvent for this. Anyways, so you dry out the xylene, or actually, I'm sorry, I skipped a step. Really, after you take the xylene, pull off the resin, instead of immediately drying it out, you mix it with water, usually distilled water, and you should be able to pull out a bunch of that junk, a bunch of the nasty smell. And you could even use a little bit of ethyl alcohol thrown in with the water. And what I did after this is I separated the xylene off, dried it out, and I actually figured I'd do like a kind of a de-waxing type of thing where you cool everything down to a real cold point, and then you use alcohol. I used 85 or 90% alcohol, and that was actually a little too strong, and it was pulling a lot of the THC. So what I did is I actually cut it, so I used probably about like a vodka, like a 40, maybe 30 or 40, maybe 50% alcohol, and the rest was distilled water. And that actually pulled a lot of that nasty smell out of there. And yeah, you just get the water alcohol off, toss it essentially, and you just let the stuff dry out, and it's actually really decent dabbable quality stuff, and you know, it's obviously not very tasty or anything. I actually mixed some like grape flavoring for e-cigarettes in with it, and that actually masks a lot of the, because there's still some of the resiny smell in there, so I haven't really mastered this this project yet. But yeah, if I get to the point where I can actually get all that nasty smell out of there, which I think I could probably get a majority of it out of there, I'll definitely make a video. But like I say, this recipe is really good enough, and it's pretty strong. I'd say kind of up there with like wax. It's maybe not that strong, maybe 40-50% THC, I don't know. And obviously there's a lot of CBD, or a lot of CBN in it, and since I did do some CBD dabs, or smoke some hemp flower out of the pipes, there probably is some CBD in there too, because CBN, CBD, and THC all have a really high boiling point, so we should have all that in there really. And yeah, anyways, I figured I'd share that with you. Peace out.